Hey guys, welcome to Scripture Sips. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about obedience and also making a drink called a virgin mojito. All right, today, as usual, I already have my ingredients all prepared and I'm just going to go through each one. So I have sugar today, I have some mint leaves and lemon already cut, and then I have some ice and I have club soda. Now, this is a cup of club soda. I'm going to mix everything in here in this shaker and just model it together. All right, so I'm going to start off with the lime wedges first. I'm going to put it in here. And then I'm going to add in my mint leaves. So the lemon actually was just one lemon. And then the mint leaves, I have about 10 pieces or so in here. And then I'm going to add in my sugar. So the sugar, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of sugar. This sounds like a lot of sugar, to be honest. But this is my first time trying out this recipe, so I'm just going to try it with the exact quantity and see how that tastes like or what that tastes like. We can adjust later on. So right now I'm just going to model everything together with this. And yeah, this might take a while. It feels like I'm pounding yam or something. Um, it smells good. It smells really good actually. All right. So now I'm just going to take this club soda. It's 1 cup of club soda. I'm going to pour it over the lime and the mint and sugar that I just modeled together. And then I also have some ice. So I'm going to put some ice in here. Just a little. I'm going to put some ice in the actual cup itself. All right, so I have some ice in the cup, so I put some ice in here. And then now I'm just going to cover this up and then sieve it through. All right, so it's all done. I'm going to pour it over the ice. Ooh, look at that color. It looks pretty. Okay, I think I have a good feeling about this one. And then I'm just going to garnish it with 1 lime wedge right here. Cheers, guys. So now let's taste it. This is so good. This is so good. I wasn't expecting it to taste this way, but it's so good, guys. You should definitely try it out. Ooh, so much, so much, so much, so much better. So much better than all the other drinks. I'm telling you. And it's so refreshing too. All right. So today we're going to be talking about obedience, and we're going to actually be looking at Exodus 14, verse 14, or technically Exodus 14 from 13 to about 16. So, and in the past, we've talked about the journey of the Israelites from Egypt and now they encounter the Red Sea. One thing that I realized while reading that passage is that typically, so when I look at 13 to 14, just a quick reminder. So they're at the Red Sea, they're having some issues, they cried out to God, and they started to complain. We've talked about that on prior episodes. But today, I was just thinking about Exodus 14:14, which is one of my favorite verses, which says that the Lord will fight for you and you will hold your peace. And for the longest time, to be honest, I always assumed that that was God speaking in that particular verse, saying that, don't worry, I'll fight for you, you hold your peace and all of that. But while reading this again, I realized that actually Moses was the one speaking. Moses actually started talking from verse 13 when he was trying to calm down the Israelites by telling them that, hold your peace, or not hold your peace. He says that it says, "Fear not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which will work for you today. For the Egyptians that you see today, you shall see no more." And then it goes on to 14 to say that the Lord will fight for you and you will hold your peace. And to be honest, I always assumed God was the one speaking, but it was Moses that was speaking. And then in verse 15 and 16, actually, the Lord responded to Moses and said that, "Why do you cry to me? Tell the people of Israel to go forward." Tell the people of Israel to go forward. I feel like a lot of times that or personally for me, I always stopped at, "The Lord will fight for me and I will hold my peace." And I didn't actually go to the next verse and think about, what did the Lord say back? Where he said, "Go forward." Sometimes we have instructions already from God. He's told us to do something and we're stalling, maybe we're scared or we're afraid. And I've realized that every time God gives an instruction or tells one to go forward or to do something, it might not show you the entire staircase. It might not show you the entire journey, to be honest. But every step, as we obey everything that it tells us to do, it reveals the next step. So the key to moving and to seeing the entire journey or to completing the journey or getting to your destination is actually following every instruction one step at a time. So we see that in verse 14, in verse 15, it says, "Go forward. Why do you cry to me? Tell the people of Israel to go forward." But then in 16, it also gave instruction. It said, "Lift up your rod and stretch it over the sea and divide it, and the Israelites shall go on dry ground." So he gave instruction. He said, "Go forward, do this, do this, do this." Right? So one thing that I've learned, like I said, is not to just stop at, "The Lord will fight for me and I'll hold my peace." True, guaranteed. But sometimes he has already given the instruction and we're just too scared or afraid to move forward. So my encouragement for you today is, I don't know what it is you're stalling on. I don't know what it is that there's that little nudge in your heart that is telling you to do something. You just feel it, you feel it, you feel it, but you're too scared to make the move. I just want to encourage you today to go forward. God never leaves us stranded. And there's always a part to play. God always partners with man to do things on earth. So there is a part he plays, there's a part we have to play. The part we have to play is in the moving forward and then the stretching of the rod over the sea, like in the case of Exodus 14. But God also does his part. As soon as Moses did that, when we continue to read the rest of that passage, it, God caused a wind to part the Red Sea, and the children of Israel were able to go on dry ground. So I encourage you today, go forward, whatever it is, don't be scared. God will always see you through. All right, I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye for now.